Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about the first sign of diabetic retinopathy, which is called the microaneurysms. Microaneurysms are very commonly found in even in mild cases of diabetic retinopathy and forms a very important diagnostic features for mild NPDR. They form as localized outpoachings which are usually circular in shape and they are formed by focal dilatation of the capillary walls, which are caused due to the loss of pericytes. As we have discussed about pericyte earlier, which forms an important protective layer around the capillaries. So, loss of this forms the microaneurysm. Even when the two capillary loops, that is, two arms of the capillaries, which forms a loop, they fuse together and then they form a microaneurysm. Now we'll draw a capillary wall and see how the focal dilatation and how the fusion forms the microaneurysm. So the first picture is a normal capillary, and now we have the diabetic retinopathy changes occurring, which causes focal dilatation of the capillary walls and also the two arms that have been formed as a loop. This loop then gets fused together and forms a single microaneurysm. Even the focal dilatation, which can also get thrombosed, forms as a microaneurysm. You can see now that the loop is now forming, and now it will get thrombosed and we'll see it as a microaneurysm when we look in a fundus examination. Okay. The microaneurysm, which are formed in areas of capillary non-perfusion. They in There are some areas where the blood doesn't go, so they form as a group in those areas. So found in the inner nuclear layers and in the inner capillary plexus. I'll draw that and show it to you. Now this is a large blood vessels which forms a tuft of capillaries. Now, because of the diabetic retinopathy changes, there might be a formation of a thrombus or there might be a constriction around those vessels so that the capillary bed that is formed doesn't receive blood supply after some point. So, whenever this capillary bed they branch out and they form microaneurysms. This branched out capillaries start forming loops as we have seen earlier. The same mechanism applies here. Only thing is it forms in a full area, so we can find a tuft of capillaries over there, and we can find microaneurysms scattered all over that small area in the inner capillary plexus. Now, microaneurysm can also be formed by something called as endothelial proliferation. The capillaries, as you know, has only a single layer of endothelium, but because of the diabetic retinopathy changes, the there is cellular proliferation of the endothelium. These endothelial cells, when once they are formed, they bleed because they are not formed as in a physiological form, and they get thrombosed. And this thrombosed blood give an appearance of microaneurysm. Let's see here. Use the endothelial cell proliferates, and then we can see the blood collection that is there, which ultimately get thrombosed. The microaneurysms that are formed may also leak plasma constituents into the retina due to the breakdown of blood retinal barrier. This is very important, and we should look for it. If it is, this area may also get thrombosed. Microaneurysms, which are seen, now we'll discuss how microaneurysms are seen in fundus examination. In fundus examinations, we have to differentiate microaneurysms from dot hemorrhages. Dot hemorrhages are tiny, which we will discuss further, but dot hemorrhages are tiny hemorrhages that are found all over the fundus area, and these are not closer to the capillaries as seen in microaneurysms. Now, this which I am drawing are actually dot hemorrhages because they are not closer to the capillaries. But then, if we draw the capillaries, I'm just drawing it right into the dot hemorrhages. Actually, it's now we can see the difference between dot hemorrhages and microaneurysms. In microaneurysms, the capillaries we are associated. We can see the small blood tiny points over the capillaries, whereas these dot hemorrhages are totally away from the capillaries. So I'm drawing the dot hemorrhages. I'm drawing the microaneurysms. Now, if you see fundus fluorescent angiography, we can easily make out whether it's a microaneurysm or not. In fundus fluorescent angiography, the microaneurysms are seen as tiny dots, and they are usually seen in the early phase of fundus fluorescent angiography. So I'll draw it. So this is a fundus fluorescent angiography. I hope everyone has seen a fundus fluorescent angiography. They are actually like an angiogram. There are tiny dots which appears in the early frames of fundus fluorescent angiography. Whereas in the late phase, in the early phase they are seen as tiny hyperfluorescent dots. Whereas in the late phase, they are diffuse hypofluorescence due to the leakage of plasma blood of the fluorescent material out, and this causes a diffuse hyperfluorescence.